Okay, the message here is short and sweet. If you know theta and omega and delta t, you have to recognize that omega is a rate of change. Now that is something you're going to get used to as you work through these and just kind of work through them step by step road and think about what it means. Pretty soon you're going to get a feel for rate of change. Okay? One of the most important concepts in Western civilization. We would not be here in a technological society without it. Okay. Omega has to be identified. You have to identify what omega is. It's the rate of change of theta with respect to t, so that omega is approximately equal to delta theta over delta t. Okay? Make sense? And now, if you know omega and delta t, if you know this and this, you can find this, right? Okay? So, what color am I using? Now let's just make sure, how do we get from this to this? What operation do we do to our equation to get this? Start with this equation. What do you have to do? What's the mathematical operation that goes from here to here?
Direct portion? No, it's
Isn't it reverse of like
You multiply both sides of the equation by the same quantity.
Yeah.
That's one of the two things you can do in using simple algebra to manipulate an equation, right? Or you can add the same thing to both sides. Then some people say you could subtract the same thing, but since addition is subtraction, just adding a negative, you can still say adding. Okay, oh well, that's something you can worry about. But okay, now again, the fact that you didn't instantly answer this tells me that you don't need to understand the rules of equality in order to pass the SOL, which is a damning indictment of what's going on out there in this specific context, and there are others. As I say, there are advantages and disadvantages. But the fact that you don't understand that there are two simple rules for manipulating equations to get you through all of Algebra 1, and you don't know what those rules are and don't recognize them when you see them, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with you, but two things. One, you need to learn them and use them. Two, you need to learn them and use them. Okay? That's really important. So I'll come back to that topic. But multiply both sides by delta t, you get this. Okay, and since you seem to be having trouble understanding that if you know this and this, you can find this, I kind of got to talk about that phenomenon, okay? Now that's really something you can get used to very easily. You can get used to that in 15 minutes. So make sure you do, okay? And if you don't understand it, that would be a really good thing to put down on a question tomorrow, wouldn't it? Okay? Okay. So, if you know this, you can find this. You can find the change in theta, right? Okay? If you can find the change in theta, then from this, this, and this, what else can you find? Well, if you know theta and delta theta, what can you find? Delta theta is the change in theta. What do you do with theta and the change in theta?
you subtract them and then you get
You add them.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's a good answer. You add them and you get the new value of theta, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So, Okay?